Good morning. What is up, YouTube? And welcome back to the My Crypto Journey live stream here for Coffee and Crypto on a fantastic Thursday morning in windy San Diego. What is it, Chicago? It's windy as hell. It's been raining like crazy. And look at the new setup. Look at the new angle. Hope everyone's having a fantastic morning. First sip of the coffee. Let's send it, baby. Let's go. Let's go. First of all, shout out to today's sponsors. And of course, if you're watching this a little later, go ahead and skip over to the 5-minute mark. That's when we will start the stream for all the news and good stuff. But this is the time where I take the time to greet the chat, all that good stuff. Shout out to today's sponsors, Cookies Protocol and Volt Inu. We're going to be having some videos coming up about Cookies Protocol and some AMAs in the pretty much on the schedule for this month. So look out for that. Volt Inu, of course, doing their thing, and links to all of their social medias is in the description down below. So make sure you peep them, check them out. More news to come on them once they get a little going. But make sure you slap that like button. What's up, babies? How y'all doing? Let's go, baby. Let's go. Slap that like button on the way in. I need coffee this morning. I am running on a little bit of sleep. And we have that guy first in the chat today. What's up, that guy? What's up, baby? We got Jayhawk in here. What's up, Jayhawk? How you doing, bro? What's up, bro? Let's see. How do you guys like the new little logos next to for the memberships? How do you guys like them? New and improved a little bit? Try to clean things up? What's up, that guy? Jayhawk, how you doing, baby? Steve the Canadian, the nicest Canadian in the world. Canadians are nice, but Steve is the nicest of all Canadians, right? We have Renaissance Connects. What's up, baby? How you doing? Good morning, good morning. What's up, Boomer F and Sooner? What's up, baby? Mizzy Matt, Tectonic Gang in the house. I have my interview tonight with Tectonic, so I'll tell you guys how that goes. We have Matthew. Matthew, what's up, baby? How you doing, baby? Matthew Miller in the chat, baby. Good morning, good morning. Chris E, what's up, baby? Good to see you. Gabe, what's up, baby? Shout out to all my members with those eggplants next to your name. What's up, Racket Club? What's up, baby? We got Sirens. We got Burry. Again, congrats on 1,000 subscribers on your ASMR channel. That is absolutely fantastic. One step closer to getting monetized. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Boomer. I said hi to Boomer. Neville Thomas. Johnny L. Yes, Tectonic. Let's go. I have an interview tonight. What's up, Bernie? It's been a minute. Let's hang it out. Yes, Twitter got hacked. So the topics of today are Twitter getting hacked, of course, which... it was said that 400 million users are at risk. We'll go over that a little later, but it's something 200,000 users at risk. So instead of 400,000, and then we have the fact that the SEC is going after the Binance's acquisition of Voyager, and we'll talk about how one of SBF's co-workers, another one, betrayed him. So this is 3 main people involved with FTX betraying SBF, and there is a psychological kind of breakdown of Caroline Ellison and the FTX situation with one of our favorite YouTubers from Dr. Todd Grande. So we'll end the stream with that video because I'm really excited for that one. It's going to be candle lit. Candle lit. Let's go. Sir Better Than You says, Rodney, save my Terra bag. Let me tell you something, Sir Better Than You. No one can save your Terra Luna bag, bro. Let's go. No one. Nice, Bree. You're going to get it. Yeah, you'll be all fine. ASMR channels get approved. You're 100% going to get approved. Let's go, baby. I do not know what that is, Hemi Life. I do not know what that is. I do not know what that is. What's up, Javi? How you doing, baby? Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you all this morning. Let's go. You guys like the new setup? I'm going to put some more stuff in the background. I got a big-ass light, so like a light that's just much bigger. Like I was like streaming on this old light, and I got a new one, so it's sweet. It's like huge. I've been using a ring light, like the same couple of ring lights since I started the channel. And look, I'm not a tech guy, and I just couldn't figure out why my camera quality wasn't as good as my camera. And I couldn't figure out how to do some stuff with the camera. So I just went to an actual camera guy today. He just gave me all these tips. And I was like, oh, okay. There's like a local camera store here in San Diego. It's called George's Photography. Dude, insanely good staff. The guy came in there, super helpful. Obviously knowledgeable, but it's weird when you go to those small like mom and pop specialty stores. Sometimes they're kind of bad, but this is really very, very good. So if you're in San Diego, George's Photography over in the Convoy area. Yes, make sure to smash that like button, baby. Let's go, Javi. Always fired up in the morning. Dude, Javi, I need to know what coffee you drink because you are always absolutely fired up. All right, guys, who's ready for some news, baby? Let's absolutely send it. So check this out. There was a Twitter data breach. Hacker put, it was 200 million users. Private information up for grabs. Interesting. Now, keep in mind that on Twitter, right, there has been a lot of revelations being had because Elon Musk has released the Twitter files. We're seeing that what a lot of people thought were conspiracy theories actually turned out to be true, which is kind of, it's one of those things where no one's really surprised. Like, who's really surprised? When it comes to trusting the government and censorship and those sorts of things, we know that certain stories are purposely getting censored. And most notably, I think in the last few years, or maybe the last 5 to 10 years, the biggest story that has been censored like crazy was the Epstein story, right? And the Maxwell story. So many facets to that story, so many mysteries behind it. And that could be, right, part of the next leak. I've heard about that, other things being leaked. Of course, they're not going to have any crazy sensitive information, but we could get a bunch of information about different things, right? So when I saw this hack, I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is like some sort of like way to combat all that information getting out. But no, that's not what this is. Actually, it just turns out someone's just trying to get some money. Very interesting. So it says 200 million Twitter users' private information, including their email addresses, was put up for sale after a breach. Exposed 400 million users' private information in the last week on December 2022. The hacker behind the December breach had earlier demanded $200,000 from Twitter in a bid to return the stolen data, and warned if the demand is not fulfilled, the data will be released for free. So they want some money. Only $200,000. I feel like with all the sensitive information they could have, they could probably get a little more. But what do I know? I'm not a hacker. What do I know? I'm not a hacker. It says the latest set of data posted on the hacker forum has been traced back to the same breach from December 2022. So, okay, so this is the same breach. I think this is by Hudson Rock. So they pretty much gave an update to the hack. Very, very interesting. So this is some of the key information. It says, 1, the database is real and has an impact on almost every Twitter user. So Hudson Rock, I guess maybe some sort of hacker group or maybe some sort of tech group, is verifying that the hack is absolutely real. Now, what got me were I saw names like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Loco Cortez, or Kevin O'Leary, Sam Bankman-Fried's personal ball cupper, right? Because he was cupping the balls of Sam Bankman-Fried the entire time this whole shit was going down, right? Oh my God, oh my God, Sam Bankman-Fried, I would totally buy another company you started. Thanks for the $15 million. Oh my God. You remember that? It's kind of weird, right? It's lame. And Daddy Vitalik. We can't have Daddy Vitalik compromised. The last thing I need is Vitalik's Twitter account to get hacked and us seeing some very private information. We know about the Pringles can, right? We know about the Alabama, what's it called? Alabama garden snake. What do we call that? What's the word for that? Anyways, it's another dick joke. But last thing we need, I mean, I would like to see what goes down in AOC's DMs. But I have to think, and I have to assume that a lot of these important people don't, really do a lot of crazy things on Twitter when it comes to messages and DMing, at least not now, especially after Elon took over. But maybe in the past, since, Twitter was so biased, towards one way, maybe they did some shit in the past, never thinking they were going to get caught or exposed or hacked. Not a good thing. So, remember, if you guys don't remember, Jake Gagan, right, had his Twitter account shut down for 2 weeks, and I think this could have been part of it, right? Mine's okay, but I could be affected next, so be on the lookout for that. I don't know too many people personally who got affected by this, but a lot of people's information could be at risk. So see, these are some of the key points. It says, 1, the database is real and has an impact on almost every Twitter user, like possibly, right? 2, there is now more than one threat actor selling the data. Wow. So the data is likely circulating pretty heavily and will unfortunately likely leak in the near future. So it looks like regardless of if they pay the ransom money, it's going to leak. Now, the problem with paying ransom money, guys, is that sometimes, right? Sometimes like they're going to release information anyways, right? So those are the 2 main points. Now, another point of importance is that originally they thought it was 400 million users, but it looks like it's only 200 million users, which is still, that's still a big deal, right? That's still an absolute big deal. What's up, Brad? How you doing? Welcome, Jay Linda. What's up, babies? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Soap God? How you doing, baby? What's up, baby? Brad, Bud, what's up, baby? How y'all doing? Smash that like button for me real quick. So this is interesting. I am interested to see like whose information decides to get leaked. And is it going to be a political thing? Like at first I thought this was the backlash against the whole releasing of the Twitter files. But if they're asking for $200,000, I doubt someone that is hacking for that reason wouldn't ask for more, right? Because that information, especially if it's sensitive information, very, very valuable. Very, very valuable. It says researchers at Privacy Affairs confirmed that the leaked data on the Set Hacker forum is the same from December. The 200 million number in this case resulted from a removal of duplicates. Okay, so maybe it was duplicates. So maybe it was originally 400 million, users information, and it was just a duplicate. It says the released data set doesn't contain phone numbers. Okay, that's good. Thank God. Unless they were sending it in their DMs, right? Or is it just like, Twitter information? Because a lot of phone numbers are linked to your Twitter, right? It says the researchers warned that these data sets could be used to initiate social engineering or doxing campaigns. So, hey, if you've got some sort of notification that your account's been compromised, it's good to change all your passwords, especially if you use the same password for every single account, right? Or something close to it. I had to do this about a month ago. I changed everything. I just wrote it all down, right? Because the last thing I need to do is have my YouTube hacked and some weird videos get uploaded. But that'd be very, very awkward. That'd be very, very awkward. Alabama Hot Pocket. That's not real. Sir, better than you just made that up. Who's this guy? It says the data set was originally 63 gigabytes, but after removing duplicates, blah, 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 4 gigabytes and free to download. The hacker also noted that the analysis of original file dates and account creation strongly suggests that this was collected from early November 2021 through December. Okay, so this is kind of an old data collection. Very, very interesting. So the whole moral of this story is this: if something's happening with you in your Twitter account and some sort of security issue, try to change it as soon as possible. If you're like Jake, you got locked out of your Twitter, this is probably why. So I'm actually going to send them the story because I didn't really link that until like right now as I'm talking about it. So very, very interesting situation. Hope none of you guys got affected, but I don't think a lot of you have. I haven't heard anything about you guys getting locked out of your accounts. So what do you guys think about this situation? Let me read some of the comments and then we'll move on to the next story, baby. Let's go. Chris E says, I don't think Twitter has much information of people. Instagram, on the other hand, is a different case. Dude, Instagram, man. Instagram is so big. It's so big. And I don't see any sign of Instagram dying. What about you guys? Like, people are trying, but Instagram's really trying to adapt, like with shorts and reels and all those sorts of things. Like TikTok's thing was the shorts, right? And then everyone else is doing it now. Rodney, it's real. Don't Google. I am not going to Google an Alabama Hot Pocket because we're probably going to Google and see a huge hog on the screen, which I do not want to see. Soap God says, turn it up and hit that like button. Let's go, baby. Smash that like button. Chrissy says, I hope Elon won't remove his name from the Epstein files. You think Elon was involved? I don't think so. You think so? I don't think he's in that group, Who was on that list, though? Who's making those flights, bro? That's crazy, right? That's crazy. Always vaulted, baby. Let's go. Yeah, Terrarium is, man, Saitama, Terrarium, and Lily Finance. Oh, my. I got to make a video on this, how disappointing they've been in the last, I don't know, month or 2 months. It's been absolutely insane. Terrarium dumping massive amounts of Ethereum, like massive amounts. It's continuing. Lily Finance lying about a Coinbase listing. And then Saitama giving you a crypto debit card, but you have to pay. People are like, you have to pay for other cards. You don't have to pay for the Crow card. It's debit. It's crypto debit. It's not credit. You pay for credit cards. Sometimes secured credit cards you do. You pay annual fees for some credit cards. Like that. People are so dumb. So dumb. So dumb. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. Let's see. 14. It's crazy. We'll see what happens. What's up, Jet? What's up, Roger? How you doing? All right, on to the next story. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. So This kind of breaks my heart a little bit, pause, because I read this a little earlier, and it's so sad. So this is breaking news, right? First of all, shout out to whalechart.org. They've been running circles around Watcha Guru when it comes to breaking news, and most of these stories I just Google right after, and they're true. So shout out to you, whalechart.org. Different vibe of Watcher Guru. Watcher Guru's been taking a break, and they're like more official. Whale Chart's kind of a degenerate. I like to see them respond to comments. It's absolutely hilarious. But this breaks my heart, and this kind of segues into the next story. So, judge rules that Celsius users gave up legal rights to their Bitcoin by using that platform, and all the 4.2 billion of crypto deposits are now property of Celsius. So we knew that, but it's so harsh to see this, right? Because these exchanges have no insurances, right? And of course, the Celsius and Voyager thing happened months ago, but these processes are still ongoing, right? Every day there's something released. And honestly, I feel like some of this news that's released is just hopium, and it's not even verifiable at all. And it's just people, making news headlines or trying to give hope to people that have their money locked up in these exchanges. But it hurts to see this on paper. And I'm so like, it's sad, right? It's sad. Now, what does that have to do with the next story? Well, that was also interesting. SEC files limited objection to Binance US's $1 billion deal for Voyager assets. So if you guys don't know, before the FTX collapse, FTX wanted to buy Voyager Digital assets. And a lot of people saw that as a good thing. Why? Because we were thinking that, hey, maybe they'll do some sort of deal. We heard that it was going to be roughly, Sam Bankman-Fried wanted to pay 70% on the dollar pretty much for everything. So at least people would get 70% of what they had or something like that had left on the Voyager exchange. I mean, ideal, it's 1-for-1, but 70% is better than nothing, right? Now, of course, that deal didn't happen. Why? Because FTX went down. Now, Binance.us says, hey, yo, we'll do it. We'll buy it, which is a good thing if you look at it. But SEC says, no. They file limited objection to Binance US $1 billion deal for Voyager assets, pretty much the agency is asking for more details on how the crypto exchange can afford such a large deal. Now, this is a funny statement. Why? Because we know, that FTX was just kind of minting tokens, right? So they were just kind of, poof, here's money, which is not good, right? So SEC is like, whoa, Binance US. First of all, you can't even operate in all 50 states, and you'll see something like that right now, right? You can't even operate in all 50 states. But now you want to buy Voyager? Where's this money coming from? Let's see, right? Let's see how you're getting it. Now, cryptocurrency is a little weird, especially if it's not like in a stable coin or something like that, because then it's like, depends how they're purchasing. I don't know, right? But it's like, oh, did you just mint those tokens? Remember, there was an exploit, right? What was that? That Binance exploit, which to me was like interesting. So it was the Binance bridge hack. 500. Let's see. So I think what had happened in this situation, okay. So it says Binance Smart Chain. I think that if we read this article, so it says Binance burns 500 million in latest quarterly BNB burn, despite recent 500 million cross-chain exploit. Yeah, so they were able to mint $500 million, I think, of BUSD. So they were able to just, poof it into existence, right? Yeah, that was the whole hack and those sorts of things. It was an exploit, right? So, if you're the government, you have to look at situations like these and be like, yeah, it's a little weird. What's up, Darth Diablo? Long time no see. What's up, Sebastian? How you doing? Welcome. What's up, baby? Twitch Radio. What's up, baby? So it's actually pretty interesting. If I'm the SEC and stuff, I question every move like this. You know what I mean? Especially after what happened. I know people don't like to hear that, but I got to take the back of the regulators here. So let's continue reading this article. It says the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has filed a limited objection to Binance US proposed $1.02 billion purchase of the assets of bankrupt crypto lender Voyager. In its filing, the SEC questioned the adequacy of the information in Binance US disclosure statement, specifically details on the liability of the crypto exchange to consummate a transaction of this magnitude, as well as how Binance US intends to secure customer assets and details on how Binance US would rebalance its cryptocurrency portfolio. So those are all very, very important questions to ask in this sort of acquisition. And keep in mind, right, we saw some scrutiny yesterday with Coinbase, right? They got in trouble, right? They had some sort of lawsuit filed against them for $50 million, right? Pretty much saying that they're not doing a good job at vetting the backgrounds of some of the customers. They're not doing proper KYC. In fact, they're not even checking every so often, right, intermittently, to make sure that the status of the background checks of some of their users hasn't changed. For example, if I open up an account on Coinbase and I have no record, but then I go rob a bank, right, and I get convicted of it, and I keep using Coinbase, I'm pretty sure that's something they would want to know about. So constant background checks are very, very important. Or maybe I get convicted of some sort of hack or something like that, right? You want to know those sorts of things in some sort of Binance, in some sort of background check, And the purpose of the reason why, these Coinbase is facing such scrutiny, right? Such harsh scrutiny is because they're operating out of the United States. Well, Binance in the US can't operate out of all 50 states, right? But it operates out of most of them, and they're going to face those same regulations and that same scrutiny from regulators, right? So it only makes sense that this is happening from Binance US. And honestly, guys, I like to see this, right? Because what if FTX ended up buying Voyager? Then what? And then they collapsed. Then what? It's like, then it's a bigger mess. Now you got to, now it's a package deal now, right? FTX was part of Voyager. It'd been some fucking mess, right? Crazy. So yeah, they're like, well, how are you going to be able to do a $1 billion transaction? That's a lot of money, right? Keep in mind, CZ and Binance, and of course, Binance US is different from Binance, right? But Binance as a whole, CZ's net worth went down drastically, right? Binance valuation went down drastically. So I'm wondering, like, how they're supposed to be able to afford $1 billion. It says the SEC said it has communicated its concerns to Binance US's counsel and has been told that a revised disclosure statement will be filed prior to the next hearing on the motion. So Binance US says, hey, we're going to get it together and show you proof that we can handle this acquisition. Voyager plans to seek the approval of the bankruptcy court for the sales of its assets at the hearing on January 5th. So hopefully they get something close where they can reimburse their customers, man. It says separately, the Texas State Securities Board and the Texas Department of Banking filed an objection to the sale because they claim Voyager and Binance US are not in compliance with Texas law and are not authorized to conduct business in Texas. So that's important, right? So, of course, Texas is one of those states where Binance US is not allowed to operate. I believe that's Washington, and I do believe that's New York City. And there might be some more. Correct me if I'm wrong. It says they further object to the disparate treatment provider to collectors in certain states. The $1 billion bid represents the fair market value of Voyager's cryptocurrency portfolio, which has a current market value of about the same, $1 billion. And it says an additional consideration of $20 million in incremental value. Voyager, which went to bankruptcy early this year, had initially agreed to sell its asset to now defunct crypto exchange FTX, with FTX beating out rivals Wave Finance and Binance for the assets. Remember, there was a big bid for Voyager once it was going down, and FTX won that. But I guess now, I'm not sure what happened to Wave Financial, but it looks like Binance may be getting or winning that bid. So it'll be interesting to see what goes down with this. But what do you guys think of this situation? What y'all think about it? Yeah, did you guys hear about that Tesla story? First of all, sidebar. You guys hear about that Tesla story, dude? Some guy drove his family off a cliff and they survived. And if you looked at that video, that looked like a bad drop. Disparate. Guys, I went to public school, right? Tonic's is Tonic booming? No way. Is Tonic booming right now? Let me see. Tonic booming right now? Oh yeah, Tonic is jamming. Oh yeah, okay, cool. We have some videos to make after this. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Making True Money says someone's net worth or valuation isn't their real net worth, especially on Google. Yeah, 100%. Like when we look at like the net worth of like celebrities and those sorts of things, yeah, it's not real. Darth Diablo says, Rodney, I like it a lot that you want to say news and take your channel in that direction. Yeah, I like doing the crypto news. Kind of make it fun for you guys, funny, all those sorts of things. Yeah, dude, Tonic is running right now. I'll make a video directly after this stream about it. And I have an interview for Tonic tonight, guys. It's gonna be great. Is that an NFT collection, Racket Club? I know the NFT collection has been bumping. are popping on Solana lately. Chrissy says, I'm tired of seeing this tectonic scam mentioned everywhere. When are more tokens being released to wipe out value again? I guess a lot of staking for that fat inflationary return to wait to. Yeah, there's obviously issues in those protocols, Chrissy. There's obviously issues, and they're kind of degenerate, right? Yeah, of course, Jayhawk. Well, they're going on a huge promotional campaign, Jayhawk. I think that, yeah, this is important, right? Jayhawk says, I love Tectonic, but remember, it's pumping off of nothing, right? We don't know what's going on. I haven't heard anything really from Tectonic, but it's going to be interesting to make a video on the pump. So I'll probably make it a little bit later. Jayhawk says, it's going to crash nasty AF. I'm selling and doubling up on the dip. That's the way we have to think in this space, right? That is the way we have to think in this space. That's 100% right. Look at that. That's the way to think. That's the way to think. All right, I'm going to make some money real quick, right? Oh, that guy that drove his family off the cliff lives in your city. That's crazy, dude. What was his wife probably handed him divorce papers or something crazy? Like, what drives a man to do that? That's crazy. That's crazy, right? That's nuts. No excuse for that. Guys, actually last night I got a flat tire in my Tesla. I got a big flat tire. Javi said gin and tonic, baby. Gin and tonic. All right, let's move on to the next story. Where's my pen? Yo, what the? Oh, there it is. Soap guy says I swing trade the shit out of Tonk. That's the move, bro. Especially with like a few G's, right? Do 50%. Like, just imagine if you bought that dip. That dip for Tectonic was definitely dipping a lot. No, I'm not getting a Shiboshi. Yeah, Mike. I got a flat tire, which is unfortunate, but it'd be like that sometimes. They don't think it'd be like that, but it do. SEC. All right. We'll talk about the last story in a second here. It's going to be this story is interesting because, dude, SBF his walls are closing in on him, bro. His walls are closing in. Are you into bone? I have a few $100s of bone, something like that. All right, let's get into the next story. Okay. So check this out. FTX's former top lawyer aided. So FTX's top lawyer. Now, this was the guy. Remember those videos that came out where they talked about this poker player who like had this little company and he scammed a bunch of people, right? Daniel Friedberg. He aided U.S. authorities in Bankman-Fried case. Now, he's been kind of MIA. I didn't really notice that till Cryptos R Us pointed it out. I'm like, well, he has been MIA. I haven't heard anything about this guy. It's all been about Caroline, which we're gonna watch a fantastic video about her at the end of the stream. It's all about Gary Wong, and it's all about SBF, and of course, John Ray. He's there too. But you haven't really heard of any other, important people. This guy's very important. That's why he's been MIA. This motherfucker's been snitching on SBF. Which is like, I'm not surprised, right? Hey, guys, do me a favor. Smash that like button. Come on, smash the like button. We can get those likes to 100 likes before the stream ends. Smash that like button. Chrissy, we're going to do some just chatting about that, but that's crazy, right? Bring up that again, but I'm going to stay on topic here. It says, January 5th, Reuters, FTX's former top lawyer, Daniel Friedberg, has cooperated with U.S. prosecutors as they investigate the crypto firm's collapse. A source familiar with the matter said, adding pressure on founder SBF, who was arrested on criminal fraud charges last month. So what was interesting to me is that they swooped him up pretty quick and hit him with conspiracy charges. And I think the reason why they were able to do that, and keep in mind, Sam Bankman-Fried's not pleading guilty. He's going to trial, and trial starts in October, right? They're going to trial. Right? We saw him pop in the courthouse yesterday, looking fly, and his suit and his little backpack on still. He still had his backpack on. At SBF, you don't have to keep your backpack on everywhere you go. You could take it. Maybe it's like maybe it's part of him, right? Maybe it's like part of his skin. Anyways. But yeah, I mean, all his coworkers are turning on him, and he's like, "I'm not." He said he's not pleading guilty, dude. He's gonna get it, right? It says Friedberg gave details about FTX in a November 22nd meeting with 24 investigators. The person said, "Damn, yeah, he did it. She did that. He did that. Yeah." The meeting held at the U.S. Attorney's for the Southern District of New York's office included officials from the Justice Department, FBI, and the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission, the source said. Emails between attendees scheduling the meeting with those agencies were seen by Reuters. At the meeting, he told prosecutors what he knew of Bankman-Fried's use of customer funds to finance his business empire, the source said. Friedberg recounted conversations he had with other top executives on the subject and provided details on how Bankman-Fried's hedge fund, Alameda Research, functioned, the source said. So this is the main pretty much argument, is that he was mismanaging or misusing customer funds. It says Friedberg's cooperation has not been previously reported. He has not been charged, and he has not been told he is under criminal investigation, the source said. Instead, he expects to be called as a government witness in Bankman-Fried's October trial, the person said. Now, keep in mind, this guy is a top legal person with FTX, right? It's FTX former top lawyer. So I have to assume that he has to be at fault for some, you know what I mean? Like, he's the legal guy. Like SBF, I have a list of things that are illegal. This is everything. Of course, he probably didn't deal with that, right? Of course, he dealt with like other things illegal, right? Other business ventures. But you know what I mean? Maybe he should have threw that in there. You know what I mean? Yeah, SBF, yeah, the whole sending billions of dollars between, yeah, we can't do that. That's actually illegal, right? Having a having a signal text group named Wire Fraud, which is probably a rumor, is probably not good, right? As your legal guy, as your legal counsel. Okay. It says Friedberg's cooperation has not been. Oh yeah, so we didn't know about this, right? And he didn't get charged with anything. We know that Caroline and Gary both got charged, but it looks like Friedberg is okay. It says Friedberg's lawyer, it's funny, the lawyer has the lawyer. Telemachus Kosoulis, the FBI and the FTX did not respond to requests for comment on its cooperation. The SEC and Department of Justice and Bankman-Fried spokesmen declined to comment. It says Bankman-Fried is accused of diverting billions of dollars in FTX client funds to Alameda to bankroll venture investments, luxury real estate purchases, and political donations. Damn. On Tuesday, he pleaded not guilty in a Manhattan federal court. Very, very interesting. Everyone is telling on SBF. His walls are closing in, and he's saying, everyone else is lying. It's going to be interesting. I can't wait to read the transcripts and look at the little pictures they draw of the courtroom and those sorts of things. What do you guys think about the situation? Do you think it's dirty that his manager is throwing him under the bus, or do you think it's justified? Do you think it's justified? Me to SBF, you will lose. In my Dolph. What is that? Rodney, do not Google. I know what that is, sir, better than you. Stop being nasty, you nasties. Stop being nasty, you nasties. You nasties. Do me a favor, smash that like button. Yeah, nonstop rain. It's crazy. It's raining like a mofo. Making True Money says, of course the lawyer probably knew ahead of time what was going to happen. He got on his way. Exactly. He was like, nah, I ain't going to jail. Exactly, bro. He's like, I'm out of this one. He did it. SBF is going to be the fall guy. I think SBF is the guy, right? SBF is the guy, right? SBF is the guy. Brad says he had his backpack surgically. As that is where he keeps his cold wallets and all those millions. I got $100,000 left in my name. Mouth Journey says, you enjoying this rain? Crazy flooding further north? Really? No. That's crazy. I need to put my car in my garage. Yeah, we do need rain. The thing about San Diego, guys, it gets a bunch of rain at once. Okay, I'm getting off topic. His girlfriend Caroline is like, thanks for the ween dog and money later. I know, right? Let's see. All right. You guys ready to watch this movie or this little clip, this video? It's going to be awesome. It's like a 15-minute video on Caroline Ellison. I haven't seen it, but it's from Dr. Grande. I want to see like a little case study on Caroline Ellison. It should be very, very interesting, right? So let's see what happened. The title is Casual Girlfriend of... The title says, Casual Girlfriend of Samuel Bankman-Fried rapidly turns on him. Caroline Ellison case analysis. Let's listen to this. Should be juicy.
Monday. Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Caroline Ellison? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoy this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case, including the timeline of the crime, then move to my analysis. Caroline Ellison was born in Boston, Massachusetts in 1994. She was raised in the suburbs.
First of all, I'm really excited to get to know my wife. I've been really trying, baby. Trying to hold back this feeling for so long. And if you, Caroline, feel like I do, baby, come on. Ow! All right.
1994. She was raised in the suburbs of Boston. Her parents, Glenn and Sarah, are both economics professors at MIT. Caroline has two younger sisters. Her father wrote mathematics textbooks for children and encouraged Caroline to take an interest in mathematics. Caroline appeared to have an aptitude for the subject. When she was still in elementary school, she studied statistics. Caroline performed very well in a variety of math competitions.
Okay. Wait, was she in some math competitions? Hold on.
Caroline performed very well in a variety of math competitions, including serving as the captain of a math league at her high school. Caroline graduated from high school in 2012 and attended Stanford University. In 2013, 2014, and 2015, she placed in the top 500 students in a prestigious math competition. Caroline became interested in a philosophy called effective altruism. She even served as the vice president of an effective altruism club at Stanford. The idea behind this philosophy is to use one's ability to reason to have a positive impact on the world. People who subscribe to this philosophy often work diligently in their careers and donate much of their money to charity.
Yeah.
In 2016, Caroline earned a bachelor's degree in mathematics. In September of that year, she became an equities trader for a quantitative trading firm called Jane Street Capital.
All right, real quick before we continue, big shout out to Doc Hughes. It says, Caroline about to hit Rodney up. I hope so. And thank you so much for 10 months. Look at that super eggplant baby. That thing's about to bust. Thank you so much, Doc Hughes, for being a member for 10 months. I do appreciate you, my degenerates. Let's continue.
Capital. While there, she met a man named Samuel Bankman-Fried.
Oh, here we go.
Caroline and Samuel had a lot in common. They were both interested in effective altruism. Just like Caroline, Samuel's parents were professors. They worked at Stanford Law School. Samuel graduated from MIT, as did Caroline. His degree was in physics, and he graduated 2 years before she did. In September 2017, Samuel left Jane Street Capital and moved to California. In October, he and a man named Gary Wang established a quantitative trading firm called Alameda Research. In March of 2018, Caroline took a job at Alameda Research.
Look it. You don't have to, you don't get to choose your teeth, right? I got a big gap, but you can't choose to brush them motherfuckers, right? I'll have a conversation with her about this. And if you guys, you don't know the background on this guy, he's Dr. Grande, right? He's a PhD guy. He's not like an actual doctor, a psychiatrist, but he's obviously has his doctorate in counseling and those sort of things, right? So he's like an addiction counselor, and he's a counselor and those sort of things. So he does a lot of research and like popular stories, but this is a bad picture.
At some point, she and Samuel became romantically involved
Ooh.
And dated occasionally. In October 2021, Caroline became a CEO of Alameda Research along with another executive. So really, she shared the position with somebody else. In August of 2022, the other executive left the company and Caroline became the sole CEO. A few years before this, in April of 2019, Samuel and Gary started a company called FTX. This was a cryptocurrency exchange which allowed people to buy, sell, and store Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. One of the main advantages of this company was that it permitted investors to place risky bets which are not permitted in the United States. Samuel eventually moved FTX to the Bahamas. Over the next few years, FTX was extremely successful. Samuel became a billionaire. He was hanging out with famous people and promoting this idea that he would change the world through generosity. On November 2, 2022, a website called CoinDesk, which provides information about cryptocurrency, leaked the balance sheet from Alameda Research. Again, this is the company where Caroline was the CEO. The balance sheet indicated that FTX was lending its own cryptocurrency token called FTT to Alameda Research. There was a lot of concern about what was going on between the two companies. Caroline tried to alleviate concerns. She claimed that the balance sheet information only included some of the assets of Alameda Research. The firm had over $10 billion in additional assets. On November 8, the value of FTT, again the native token of FTX, fell by 72%. The next day, Caroline told employees on a video call that FTX had used money from its customers to satisfy liabilities of Alameda Research. Furthermore, she implicated Samuel and two other executives at FTX. 2 days after this, on November 11, Samuel resigned as the CEO of FTX, and the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. 7 days later, Caroline was fired from Alameda Research. Federal authorities investigated the situation with FTX and Alameda Research and came to believe that investors were misled, which resulted in the loss of billions of dollars. According to the government, FTX had diverted customer money to Alameda Research, which Samuel then used to make lavish real estate purchases, large political donations, and secret venture investments. On December 12, 2022, the Southern District of New York charged Samuel with wire fraud conspiracy, securities fraud conspiracy, and money laundering. He was arrested that same day in the Bahamas and eventually extradited to the United States. Samuel was released on a $250 million bond, which was the largest bond in the history of criminal proceedings in the United States. On December 18, Caroline pleaded guilty to several charges in the Southern District of New York, including wire fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, conspiracy to commit commodities fraud, conspiracy to commit securities fraud, and conspiracy to commit money laundering. It's like she was trying to collect the whole set of conspiracy related to financial crimes. That same day, the co-founder of FTX, Gary Wang, also pleaded guilty to a number of charges. During a hearing, Caroline admitted to a judge that she conspired to steal billions of dollars from FTX customers. She also mentioned that Samuel and other executives at FTX had received billions of dollars of loans from Alameda Research. Caroline is facing 110 years in prison. However, she is cooperating with federal prosecutors and will likely receive a much lighter sentence. She may not spend any time in prison. Samuel Bankman-Fried pleaded not guilty to all charges. He is facing a sentence of 115 years, which means that if convicted, there is no telling when the bank man will ever be freed. Now moving to my analysis.
Oh my fucking God, he did not hit
Here are
us
my
with
thoughts
that.
in a few areas.
He did not just hit us with that fucking pun. He has a lot of dry. You know what's crazy? First of all, shout out to Dr. Todd Grande. This guy's the man. Yes, I know Tectonic is up. Trust me, I will be making a video right after this stream, baby. Trust me. But yeah, he doesn't know much about crypto, but he did all this research. It's kind of crazy. Everything's spot on and accurate. This is crazy. Shout out to Dr. Grande. Let's continue.
That stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. I find it curious that both Caroline and Samuel had an interest in effective altruism, and yet their behavior was anything but altruistic. A person who is altruistic is unselfish, but these two were self-centered. Maybe this philosophy, at least for these two, was more about trying to justify their ambitious financial goals to unwitting victims. It may have also been tied to grandiosity, like they were able to find a higher purpose in their financial success as opposed to others. They were somehow special. They were going to revolutionize the world rather than exist as typical wealthy people. Item number 2, Caroline talked about using amphetamines. She implied how using this drug made her appreciate how boring it was not to be high on drugs. This may indicate that Caroline was sensation-seeking. It is not enough to have a luxurious lifestyle. She wanted something more.
Damn.
Drug use is also associated with being low in conscientiousness and being high in openness to experience. Item number 3, Caroline initially believed that cryptocurrency was just a scam, but came to appreciate it because she thought it was important to counter authoritarian governments. Here we see yet another connection to some type of higher purpose in one's work life. Caroline wasn't just the CEO of a company, she was trying to change the world. She was fighting against the consolidation of power in the hands of non elected or deplorable leaders. It's ironic that Caroline did not like irresponsible leaders who had too much power, but she was okay with Samuel. Item number 4. Caroline accepted responsibility for her criminal behavior. She told the judge that she knew what she did was wrong and
Damn.
illegal. There is no way to
Damn.
know if this acceptance represents true remorse or simply another shrewd mathematical calculation. Maybe Caroline simply made it to the federal prosecutors before Samuel did, like she beat him to the punch. Now Caroline might not go to prison at all, and Samuel has no choice but to maintain his innocence.
Damn, that's
It's
true.
good to
That's true. He has no choice, right? Because she was telling on him and whatnot, and she's an informant now, and they want Sam make me. That's crazy. I didn't think of it that way. So maybe Sam has no choice but to defend himself, or he's going to jail, right? I mean, obviously, but that's crazy. I never thought of that perspective.
see that Caroline was making the most of those math skills. Item number
Damn.
5, both Caroline and Samuel may have low conscientiousness. They were not cautious or responsible. Samuel admitted that he was a poor manager, although this was in the context of explaining how he wasn't guilty, like he was just a poor manager and not a criminal. A person can be both a poor manager and a criminal at the same time. Some of the practices at FTX appear to indicate some level of disorganization. For example, employee expenses were approved with emojis, and the company managed its accounting with QuickBooks.
Oh shit.
Typically, this product is not used by large companies. Item number 6, both Caroline and Samuel appear to be mathematical geniuses. Considering Caroline pleaded guilty to serious crimes, and the government alleges that Samuel is guilty as well, what does that say about the nature of being a mathematical genius? Is this somehow tied to criminality? The research tells us that there is no association between being a mathematical genius and antisocial behavior. An astonishing aptitude for mathematics, however, is associated with a personality trait, openness to experience, which brings me to item number 7. Openness to experience is the only personality trait connected to the construct of mathematical genius, or for that matter, any type of genius. Openness to experience is a trait comprising several characteristics. For example, fantasy proneness, tolerance for ambiguity, flexible thinking, responsiveness to art and beauty, rich and deep emotional reactions, intellectual curiosity, being socially and politically liberal, and a tendency to adopt new ways of doing things. Levels of openness to experience tend to peak in a person's 20s and then decline slightly as someone enters their 30s. After this, the trait remains stable for the remainder of adulthood. Certain facets of openness to experience, such as appreciating beauty and being intellectually curious, do not decline with age. These two facets are often elevated in people classified as geniuses. Openness to experience also facilitates divergent thinking, that is, the ability to generate multiple solutions to a problem. Divergent thinking is not associated with any other personality trait, only to openness to experience. I think what may have happened here in the case of Caroline and Samuel is that their openness to experience worked against them in a few ways. It combined with other traits like low conscientiousness and led to problems. A few examples: their appreciation for art and beauty led them to obtain objects that were elegant and expensive. Their divergent thinking led them to generate too many solutions to problems. One solution, which would have been discounted by most people, was defrauding investors out of billions of dollars.
Damn.
They became lost in fantasy and believed that they could escape the consequences of their behavior. They invested in the fantasy that they were superior and the rules did not apply to them. They may have even believed that they had the authority to make the rules and change standards. For example, they appeared to have invented the paradoxical idea of self-directed altruism. Many people who are gifted mathematically have mid-range to high conscientiousness, but here we see two mathematical geniuses who appear to have low conscientiousness. All the negative behaviors of Caroline and Samuel would have been facilitated and amplified by low conscientiousness. Now moving to my final thoughts. I mentioned before that the concept of genius is connected to high openness to experience, but that doesn't mean that all geniuses are high in this trait. One notable low openness to experience genius was Henry Ford, the founder of the Ford Motor Company, who revolutionized the transportation industry. Henry Ford was traditional. For example, he idealized the past. He was not a fan of new ideas. He did not want to develop a new vehicle after the Model T, believing it was perfect, and he did not appreciate art. He disparaged his son's art collection. A person who is low in openness to experience is down to earth, practical, and traditional. In certain situations, these characteristics are favorable. I imagine the FTX investors who lost money would have preferred a low openness to experience genius to run that company. A personality trait is not good or bad, but when personality traits combine with each other and are exposed to specific environmental stressors, the result can be something like the FTX debacle. Those are my thoughts in the case of Caroline Ellison. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be informative. Thanks for watching.
Very, very interesting, right? If you guys don't know who this guy is, it's Dr. Todd Grande. Very, very, very fantastic content on like pretty much all like current events. Like he's covering the whole situation, like with the Ohio murders. Remember, like that couple just got absolutely murked. Which I mean, like there's 4 like people, like roommates or something like that. They got they got murdered, right? It was absolutely insane. And the stream for the Tectonic is scheduled directly after this. So if you guys want to come hang out, you can hang out over there as well. All right, we go back to the chat real quick. What do you guys think about the situation, though? Absolutely kind of crazy, right? Yeah, my bad. Idaho. Is Idaho? Ohio, Idaho, my bad. You mean the Idaho murders? Isn't that crazy, though? Didn't that guy go all the way back to Pennsylvania? That's crazy. Nutty. But he talks about that and those sorts of things, right? That's an interesting breakdown. What got me on this whole situation is that was like super, super factual, right? Super, super factual. Let's see. 51, 52. I don't know if she's gonna claim sexual coercion, Jose. There's no way. There's no way. What do you mean Rodney looks like? Shut your ass up, what? So far, the best video on the... Isn't it like good? Isn't that good information, right? It took a while, right? It took a while, but... Yes, we're making a Tectonic stream directly after this one, so make sure you hang out. Yes, smash that like button. So at 9:05 a.m., we're doing a Tectonic stream. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stream, but we'll talk about it a little bit. Sebastian says, most geniuses are easily bored. I've known a few. Rodney is Sandstorm's cousin. No, I think that in this situation, they all saw the writing on the wall. Like Caroline said, she knew she was doing something wrong, right? I think they knew what they were doing was wrong. Right? I think they knew it. I think they knew exactly what was going down. Right? I think they know exactly what was going on. I think they knew exactly what was going on. Jose said it's just, yeah, that's true, Jose. That's true. Hey, it's a possibility, right? Anything's a possibility. That could definitely happen, right? That could definitely happen. They were apparent. I know, Brad. Yeah, I mean, he stabbed him. Any murder with it was a knife, right? That's brutal. 4 people. That's crazy. It's a crazy story to see it go down in real time, but that guy looks like if you guys want to see some real background information on the guy who was caught, like his past and those sorts of things, watch it. The news and stuff like that are not very good when it comes to factual information. They just put things out there like just to put things out there, right? I actually wonder how the Sandstorm's doing. Hopefully he's doing all right. I don't want him to like not do good things for him and his family. I know he has kids and stuff and a girlfriend, so hopefully he's doing all right. He's supporting them and whatnot. I didn't like to see him lose his channel, but it'd be like that sometime. Sebastian says they're smart enough to know what they did. They played the game of getting caught in the cookie jar and said, I was getting a cookie for you. What's crazy is like, dude, there's no way, dude. Like, they don't get any sort of trouble. Like, SBF is going to take it all. Like, they knew what was going on, too. SBF wasn't forcing them to do anything, Or maybe he was. I don't know. But still, Making True Money says, There was a family A5 that was what in Idaho? You're not going to hear about that. You're not going to hear about a lot of. Okay, so what makes like these stories so much of a big deal is like it's super. First of all, it's like it's a family that looks, you could say, marketable. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it's true, right? It's true, right? The women are young and attractive, and you know when young people like college students like that, like they look so innocent and your everyday people, you could say, or people you'd see on TV, I guess. It hurts more because you know these sorts of like diabolical things happen every single day, but only certain stories get covered, right? They caught him in your era. How many people live in Idaho, L? Maybe Well says, "What's the Binance SEC scoop?" Oh yeah, so maybe Well, check this out. So remember when FTX wanted to buy Voyager Digital, right? Sam Bankman-Fried says, "Hey, we're going to buy Voyager Digital assets," and they almost went through with the deal, and then of course FTX went down. Binance US now wants to buy Voyager Digital, but the SEC said, Binance US, we're not going to let you do this acquisition just yet before we know one how you're going to pay for it. We want to see some like proof that you know that the money's real and those sorts of things. I have the article right here, but they're pretty much they don't trust and they question the legitimacy of the acquisition from Binance US to FTX, or excuse me, for Voyager Digital. So that's what they're questioning, which to me makes sense, and I think it's a good reason to question it, right? It's a good reason to question it because remember, FTX you could just mint tokens. Remember that huge Binance bridge hack where the hacker minted or exploited the bridge for 500? They minted $500 million worth of tokens. That's crazy to me, right? That's nuts. Poof, out of thin air, right? So we don't want that acquisition to take place with crypto funny money, right? Goblin Fart says that dude's nothing but a coward. Yeah, this guy's those cowards. People who do stuff like that, they're cowards, man. They're cowards. They're messed up, you know. Shut up, Jose. No way, though. They caught him in Pennsylvania. Yeah, they caught him in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Brad says, I'm not in Washington. I'm in. Oh, you're in Washington. Okay, but the four murders were right on the border here. I live very close to ID. That's so sad, bro. That's so sad, bro. That's so sad. What's up, Hitoshi? How you doing, baby? What's up, baby? Yeah, that's a coward. It's a cowardly thing to do, right? Obviously, it's a cowardly thing to do. It makes you cringe a little bit, right? It makes you so sad for that situation because people see those young people and they say they're so full of hope and potential, right? And they get slain like this. And the thing is, like the little group of friends is like an everyday occurrence amongst all my friends. Like I was hanging out with friends last night, and it's like the same group, right? A few chicks, some dudes. You know, it's like a regular group of relatable people, and you see that happen, you're just like, damn. It could happen to anybody. It could happen to anybody, right? I think people don't understand that, man, the world is like a lot of suffering and pain. Like we're just literally meat vessels. Like you could be the biggest, strongest guy in the world, and if you get hit by like a motorcycle, you're dead, right? It's like we're so vulnerable, right? Enjoy every single day, right? We're so vulnerable. Enjoy every single day. What's up, Daniel? How you doing, baby? Enjoy life, guys. Have fun. Spend time with family, all that good stuff. You know? Sometimes I kind of miss the Pacific Northwest. Brad says, I preach situation awareness. Lots of things can be avoided just on vibes alone, but if you're actually paying attention, maybe not in this case because they were sleeping. You know what's crazy about this whole situation is I'm a big proponent of security. Like if I'm camping anywhere, I got weapons on me. I got different things in different like scenarios. Like I don't leave anything unlocked at my place, even though I live in a pretty gated community and those sorts of things. Well, kind of. I've met a lot of people in my life because I don't come from I'm not from like Compton or some extremely ghetto area, but where I come from is pretty ghetto. If you're familiar with San Diego, San Ysidro, Chula Vista, Imperial Beach, some of those areas are extremely ghetto. You know what I mean? And so I was growing up, I always lock my doors. I always make sure everything is locked. And the saying is stay alert, stay alive. Right here in my area, I have my pistol. I'm just very alert like that. People call it paranoid and those sorts of things, but like I don't leave shit unlocked. People are like, why you always lock your door? I'm like, lock your door. Stay alert, stay alive. Make sure, right? Make sure you lock your doors, right? Security. Al says he was also pulled over for a traffic violation by troopers and let go. They didn't have info out yet. There's a ooh, that's interesting. Mega D says the hood don't play. Triple lock your shit and stay ready. Yeah, you make sure like your bikes are in, like everything's locked up, no valuables are out there, right? When you're parking your car somewhere, make sure all your valuables are out of sight, out of mind, right? Because people will break your window. I'm telling you, man. You know, lock your doors. Lock your doors always. Yeah, that's called being prepared. A trait most people don't have anymore. Yeah, I'm always aware, man. I'm aware of my surroundings. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream, and we're gonna be going live in 5 minutes for a tectonic stream. So you can come back and hang out. I'll have some tectonic people in there, but I want to stream about it, talk about it, and those sorts of things. So come join me in 5 minutes. All right? Do me a favor, slap that like button on the way out, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye bye.